Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Dhamma of Peace series number 3. 10 mental defilements. Dasa-Akusala. We practice mindfulness insight meditation to uproot mental defilements, or you can also call consciousness defiled by 14 unwholesome mental factors. For practical purpose, these 14 are grouped into 10 sets that cause suffering. They are greed, aversion, delusion, conceit, wrong view, doubt, jealousy, envy, miserliness, sloth and torpor, restlessness and remorse, and having no shame to do evil and have no fear of doing evil. Those are 10 sets in English. In Pali, it sounds like this. Lobha, dosa, moha, mana, ditthi, Vichikiccha, Issa Machiriya, Tina Maida, Udicca, Kokocha, and Aharika Anotapa. You will notice some of the sets are singular factor, and some are in pair. We will go through these one at a time. In previous talk, we touch about these 10 mental defilements, but we need to know all 10 sets in details so that we know what we are against. First, greed, lobha. We have heard that word quite often. It's wanting, grasping, attachment, and the power of pulling things towards one like a magnet. Second, anger, dosa. It is the nature of aggressiveness. It is explosive. And it is a force pushing away from one. The third is delusion, moha. It is indecisive, confused and foggy about the object under watch or under observation. It's quite specific. Delusion, illusion. We use those words in English for moha. Moha is indecisive, confused and foggy. Of what? It's about the object under observation. Very specific. The fourth is conceit, mana. Its nature is excessive, harsh, uncompromising, and behaving high and mighty. Those are the nature of conceit. One is always ahead above others. This conceit, even the third noble person, a non-returner, in Pali, Anagami, still has it. They have Dhamma conceit. As an example is such as, I know more about Buddha Dhamma, of course, than others. I'm pleased with the Dhamma I have attained. That kind of a idea, Dhamma conceit. And the lower area, they even go to the point of, I'm right, they are wrong. And using righteousness, they could even unknowingly step on others, step upon other people's toes. So we need to be careful about conceit, mana. Only Arhat is free of conceit. The fourth noble person, Arhat. They are the only one who is free from this conceit. The fourth one is the wrong view, ditthi, wrong view. This wrong view is related to truth. Again, it is very specific. Wrong view is about truth, related to truth. When you have a wrong view, one believes their view is accurate and right. All else is false. So one must know the difference between delusion moha, and wrong view, conceit. Both are ignorance. But moha, delusion, means not knowing or being confused about an object under observation. They don't know the reality of the object under observation. They don't see it clearly, sharply, confused. The object is not clear and sharp, but foggy and cloudy. That's moha. But deity, again, when the word deity by itself, okay, deity means simply view, neither right view or nor wrong view. View. But the word deity in a phrase or in a sentence stands alone. It represents the opposite of Buddhist insight or wisdom. Okay. Opposite of insight or wisdom. Opposites of truth. If it stands alone in a phrase, in a sentence, but if you want to know the complete word in Pali, what wrong view is, or wrong belief is, it's called miccha ditti. Miccha ditti is the wrong view. Samadhi is the right view. But commonly they just use the word deity and it means wrong view. Just to clarify, in case one get confused. And the next one is doubt, vicikiccha. Doubt, vicikiccha, as the mental defilement. Okay. As a mental defilement. That's a key word. Is doubting in the existence of Buddha, doubting in his teaching Dhamma, and doubting the disciples of the Buddha, Sangha. Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, we also call it the three jewels. Doubting and three jewels. And also karma, the law of karma. That is vicikiccha. But that definition is true. Okay. If we take doubt as a mental defilement. However, we have seen that word doubt, vicikiccha, in 5 hindrances. Okay. So doubt under the 5 hindrances domain is that it cannot decide which is which. You cannot decide one from the other. You can't decide between the right and wrong. It is confused. Not able to distinguish one from the other, right from wrong. That meaning applies to doubt, vicikiccha, when we are talking about the 5 hindrances. Doubt about the object that one is observing. That is doubt. Not knowing, not clear about specific thing one is observing. And the next one is, in English, there's quite a bit of translation. Jealousy, envy, miserliness, and hoarding. In Pali, it's called Ita or Isa and Michiriya. Isa is translated as jealousy and envy. Michiriya is translated as miserliness. I use the word hoarding. People who hoard, they collect and they collect and they collect, and they don't want to throw away or give away anything. That's why I thought hoarding might be a good word to explain Michiriya. This Icha and Michiriya are mental defilements, but the pair is treated as one. It's treated as one. It's one of the 10 kilesa, mental defilements we are discussing. These two always arise together with dosa, anger. In other words, whenever there is a jealousy and envy, there's a anger associated with it, underlying current. Wherever there is a miserliness, and hoarding, the underlying is dosa, anger. Not a day goes by without these two, Ita and Michiriya. All of us. Not a day go by. It's just a matter of difference in intensity. Some are obvious and noticeable, and some are so subtle you don't even know that you are having these. But they are happening to all of us, all the time, every day, quite frequently. So, as I said, not a day goes by without these two, to a greater or lesser degree. Keep that in mind. So their attack is quite often and continuous. Issa, I-S-S-A, Issa, in Burmese called Ita, means jealous of others' properties, other people's success, and their prosperity. You are jealous of these and envious of these things. Michiriya is the concealment of one's property. You try to hide your property. You don't want other people to know about it, because if they know it, they might want to take it or ask for it, and you don't want that. Because one does not want to reduce what one have. So, in other words, these are miserliness, or hoarding. The original definition we are trying to explain here. These two are the worst mental defilements amongst the 10. There are 10, but this is the worst. Because when they attack, one's minds feel miserable, with no place for joy, and gets eating up inside oneself. Because you are looking at your neighbor and they have a big car, great houses, coming and going, people cheering, shouting, talking, and you look at them and you feel envious and jealous. That means there's an underlying anger there. You are feeling it. And at the same time, you are feeling it, you are feeling miserable with it, you have no joy, but the other person don't even know what is happening to you, what you are feeling. See, it is that attacks you and you only if you have it. And one frequently compares and competes with others. Okay. What I have is better. What they have is better. No, mine's superior. I'm more intelligent. Again too, it's all playing inside your mind. Others are not even aware of it. It may be true, it may not be true. Regardless, it is you who are suffering alone with these mental states. And sometimes those feelings become so strong, it came out as a speech on deed. Start talking about it, start doing something about it, which means that leads to conflict. When you talk and do, there's a third person impulse, second person, third person, or directly to those people, and they are bound to have a conflict that will take into stress and then to suffering. Nothing good come out of it. That's why my teacher said this Isa and Michiria, this pair of mental defilement, is the worst of the 10. And the next pair of mental defilement is sloth and torpor, tina mita. We have heard this often. All the meditators knows about it. Tina is one of the 5 hindrances to meditation. It is the sickness that shrink the consciousness. Precisely when we say tina, it is talking about the citta, consciousness. The sickness that shrinks the consciousness. Medha is an innate, inactive nature of mental factors, cetasika. So tina is consciousness, metta is mental associates. They present as a unit, appear as consciousness and mental factors always arise together. When there's a consciousness, there's a certain set of mental factors. Mental factors cannot arise without consciousness. Consciousness always have mental factors. Consciousness is the leader. But they arise together, they do their job, and then they disappear together. Both tina and metta are opposites of effort, viriya. So, viriya, effort. Effort means energetic, which means opposite of energetic, inert, lazy. That is tina metta. And it is also opposed all worthwhile endeavors. If you have sloth and torpor, you wouldn't succeed in anything worthwhile. It is opposite of effort, and it is opposite of success of worthwhile endeavors. And what is the opposite of sloth and torpor? We call it the jhanic factor, one of the jhanic factor. Initial application, vitakka, initial application. What it is the mind is applying again and again and again, repeatedly without fail, onto the object of the moment. So in other words, it's a very busy bee. If you're a busy bee, you cannot or you will not have sloth and torpor. That is the antidote, vitakka. And we always know when people are meditating, sometimes they feel drowsy, sometimes they feel sleepy so much, sometimes they even nod their heads. The lizard yogi. That is the attack of the sloth and torpor. That's why it's one of the 5 hindrances. And the next pair is restlessness and remorse. In Pali, uddhacca, kukucca. They are the unsettled states of mind, and also they are one of the 5 hindrances. Restlessness is usually associated with future. Okay. You feel restless because you don't know what's going to happen, what is coming, what the result would be. So the mind is always living in the future. Then it gives you restlessness, worry. And remorse, kukucca. Or you can also say that's worry or grieving. is related to the past evils that have been done. It is due to or related to the past evil that have been done and misdeeds, and missed doing that is good and beneficial. Oh, I should have done this. If I have done that, I would have get this, and so on. So, things that you have done wrong, and then things that you have missed doing, that what ought to be done. Even non-returner is a third noble person, anagami, exhibit restlessness in the state of tranquility. Tranquility, passaddhi, is a very, very blissful state. But even in that state, there's an underlying wave of restlessness. So, restlessness display up to the point of the third noble person. Conceit display up to the point of third noble person. Only arhants are utterly free of restlessness. And the last pair is shamelessness to evil, aharika. That is, having no shame in doing evil. Not only that he has no shame in doing evil, and even is proud of doing it. One would promote it with no hesitation to others. Oh, I go and steal that a few chocolate bars in the grocery store. It will come out and say to the friend, here, it's just look at it, I stole it. I don't pay. Everybody coming. You better go do it too. I can do it, you can do it. It's easy. See, you're feeling proud of that you stole the chocolate bars and you get away with it and even push other people to do it. That is ahirika, shamelessness to evil. Having no shame in doing evil. And fearlessness of evil. That is anodapa. Fearlessness of evil, anodama. It is having no fear of doing evil. Or you can say one is not afraid of the consequences that will follow after doing the evil. That is anodapa. Short people say having no shame or dread of immoral things. Some express it that way. And it will, not only that they are not afraid of the consequences. They did it and they will come out and would behave like a hero. Behave like a hero. There are some laws set. Laws are set so that for the benefit of the society to have an order. But you go and break the law and come out and say, I broke it. I put down to their knees. Because there are some politicians who did such kind of things, and they come out and say they are the heroes. Something like that. That is ahirika and anotapa, having no shame and dread to morality. So, delusion, moha, shamelessness of evil, ahirika, fearlessness of evil, anotapa, and restlessness, udicca. These four, interestingly, they all arise together. If there is a delusion, the other three are there. If there's a restlessness, the other three are there. But of course, one is most prominent, will be clearly seen or observable. But they are all there. They arise together with all unwholesome consciousness. If there is an unwholesome consciousness, if there is an immoral consciousness, those four are there. They may or may not be prominent or dominant, but they are always there. It's a worthwhile to know. And here, even though we are talking about the unwholesome consciousness or mental defilements, I like to present in a different way right here. Opposite of this aharika and anotapa, ahirika and anotapa is hiri and uttapa. Basically, you take out the A as a negation of the whatever the original word is. So hiri and uttapa means having shame to do evil and having dread facing the consequences of evil. Ahirika and anotapa. The opposite of it is hiri and uttapa. Buddha said these two, hiri and uttapa, are the guardian Dhamma of the world. These two Dhamma, hiri and uttapa, having shame to do evil and having fear facing the consequences of evil, are the guardian Dhamma of the world. It guards the world, the whole world, the world of beings. The world will have the peace. The world will have the world peace if every one of us has shame and fear of evil actions. If we have shame and fear of evil actions, no one do anything bad, anything immoral. So basically, simply peace, that's a result. So from there we know, or we can deduce, world peace cannot be forced or pressured by external means or conditions. No. Nowadays in our world we try so many things, we put so many laws to have peace. External pressure. But we cannot achieve it. It must come from within. Only if all of us have shame and dread to immorality, there will be peace. Those are the 10 mental defilements. Of course, it sounds so big and so dreadful, but the Buddha also gave us an antidote. In one line, by observing or by constantly and actively observing, one can eliminate these unwholesome consciousness or the 10 sets of mental defilements. May all of you be able to observe correctly, constantly, and actively whenever these 10 mental defilements arise, and may you be able to overcome it and attain peace within yourself. Attain Dhamma of peace as soon as possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much.